Welcome back to Ask the Arborist from Voice for Trees. Today's question is one that a lot of homeowners have probably seen in their own neighborhood. Sidewalks lifting, concrete cracking, tree roots showing up where nobody invited them. And suddenly, the tree is getting blamed, like it showed up with a jackhammer in the middle of the night. So today we have Monica joining us with a great homeowner question. Monica, welcome to Ask the Arborist.
Thank you, Victoria. I'm happy to be here. So here's my question. I have a tree in front of my house, and the roots are lifting the sidewalk. It's becoming uneven, and I'm worried someone could trip. Should I cut the roots? Should I remove the tree? I honestly don't know what to do.
That is such a good question. And honestly, I think a lot of people panic when they see roots lifting concrete. We have Vincent, our ISA Certified Arborist, to answer this. So, Vincent, what's going on here? Are the roots attacking the sidewalk?
No, the roots are not attacking the sidewalk. The tree is not waking up in the morning saying, you know what, today I'm going after that concrete. What's really happening is that tree roots are doing what roots do. They're growing where they can find oxygen, water, and space. And here's the thing, most tree roots are not super deep like people imagine. A lot of absorbing roots are in the upper soil layers because that's where oxygen and moisture are available. So when you plant a tree next to a sidewalk, driveway, curb, or street, those roots may eventually come into conflict with the hardscape.
So the roots are not being bad, they're just doing their job.
Exactly. Roots are trying to support the tree, collect water, collect nutrients, and anchor the tree. But in urban areas, trees are often planted in small spaces. They may be surrounded by concrete, compacted soil, turf, irrigation, parked cars, foot traffic, and very little room to grow. So sometimes the issue is not that the tree is wrong. The issue is that the tree was placed in a tough location.
That makes sense. But if the sidewalk is lifting, can I just cut the roots that are causing the problem?
That's where we need to be careful. Cutting roots can be risky. Roots are not just little pipes in the ground. They help support the tree structurally. If you cut large roots, especially close to the trunk, you can weaken the tree, stress the tree, create decay pathways, and possibly make the tree less stable. And that's the part people don't always think about. They see the sidewalk problem, cut the root, fix the concrete, and then later the tree declines or becomes a safety concern.
So this is not a grab a saw and go for it kind of situation.
Definitely not. This is not the moment to become a weekend root surgeon. Before cutting roots, it's best to have the tree evaluated by an ISA certified arborist. The arborist can look at the tree species, size, condition, root location, sidewalk damage, trunk distance, lean, soil conditions, and overall risk.
So what are the options besides cutting the roots?
Great question. There may be several options depending on the situation. Sometimes the sidewalk can be lifted, curved, ramped, or redesigned around the roots. Sometimes concrete can be replaced with a more flexible surface. Sometimes the grade can be adjusted. Sometimes root pruning might be possible, but only after careful evaluation. And in some cases, if the tree is the wrong species for the location, severely damaging infrastructure, or becoming unsafe, removal and replacement may need to be considered. But removal should not be the first reaction. It should be part of a thoughtful decision.
I like that. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of these roots, maybe the better question is, how do we solve the sidewalk issue while protecting the tree and keeping people safe?
A lifted sidewalk is a real trip hazard. That matters. But mature trees also provide shade, cooling, beauty, habitat, stormwater benefits, and value to the neighborhood. So the goal is not tree versus sidewalk. The goal is finding the safest and smartest solution for both.
What should a homeowner do first when they notice this problem?
First, don't cut the roots right away. Second, take photos of the sidewalk, the tree, the trunk, the roots, and the surrounding area. Third, check whether the tree is city-owned, HOA managed, or on private property. That matters because there may be rules about who can work on it. And fourth, contact a certified arborist or your city's urban forestry department if it's a street tree. That way, you're not guessing.
That's such practical advice, and I love the reminder that trees in cities are often trying to survive in some pretty tough conditions.
They really are. Urban trees are badasses. They deal with concrete, cars, compacted soil, heat, drought, poor pruning, and sometimes people blaming them for everything. But if we give them better space, better planning, and better care, they can do a lot for us.
This really helps. I was honestly thinking the roots just needed to be cut, but now I understand that could create a bigger problem.
Exactly. And that's the big takeaway. Roots lifting sidewalks can be managed, but it needs to be done thoughtfully. Look at the tree, look at the site, look at safety, then make a plan.
Monica, thank you so much for joining us. That was a great question.
Thank you for having me. I learned a lot, and I'm definitely not cutting the roots myself.
Good answer. And thank you, Vincent, for helping us understand what's really going on beneath our feet.
Thank you, Victoria. I always enjoy being here. And remember, when it comes to tree roots and sidewalks, don't just cut first and ask questions later. Get the tree evaluated, protect people from trip hazards, and look for a solution that respects both the tree and the space around it.
That's it for this episode of Ask the Arborist. Visit voicefortrees.com to learn more about trees and how we can care for them. See you next time.